Hey everyone, Andrew Pfeffer here. I'm the creator, producer, and host of Bowling with the Pfeff. There's a pretty neat story coming out of Minnesota where they're about to have a course that both juniors and coaches may be interested in to kind of address a little gap that may exist between the pro shop and the lanes. Also, this gentleman has just opened up a brand new pro shop. And that new pro shop is in Mankato, Minnesota, but it's Owatonna, Minnesota, where we're heading today to speak with Briley Howe of Champions Pro Shop. Briley, welcome to Hot Topics.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Tell me about your journey, kind of what got you started drilling bowling balls and get us to the present, what it's like to open a second shop. That's got to be very exciting for you.
Okay. Yeah, so my dad drilled bowling balls growing up, and he ran the pro shop and ran the bowling center. Kind of the bowling center we grew up at the time was J&J Bowl in Faribault, Minnesota. And when he had me and my brother, so we kind of came about, he stopped working at the bowling center and just stuck to the pro shop side. So we spent a lot of time after school with him, just kind of jumping in and out, drilling bowling balls and whatnot. And when I was probably 10 or 11, it's about the time he started enlisting me to kind of mix plug and start mixing color and stuff like that. And then by the time I was about 13 or so is when I started actually putting holes in balls.
Wow.
Definitely probably not legal by insurance standards, but I did it anyway.
I think the statute of limitations is up on that.
Yeah, we're good. We're good there. But yeah, then I kind of took over. He kind of stopped drilling bowling balls, and me and the owner of the bowling center's son, Jason, kind of took over the pro shop a little bit. And we never made it into kind of a massive shop like we wanted it to be, but it was for the local guys. It was we wanted to give them more information. We wanted to give them better fits, right? We wanted them to enjoy bowling a little bit more. And that was just something we kind of dove into and started going to seminars, things like that. And I did that all through high school. And in high school, I'd spend my study halls running to the bowling center to get balls plugged and prepped before I got there and after school. And yeah, and then essentially when I went to college, I kept drilling balls down there. I drilled balls for the team down there on campus at Wichita State. And then, yeah, about would have been my summer after my sophomore year, would have been the year we opened this pro shop here in Owatonna, the very first Champions location. And obviously with 2 years of school left, I kind of ran it from afar. So I had guys I trusted that ran everything for me, and I kind of helped train them, and then I took over some hours when I was home. And then essentially once I got back, I jumped into it full bore. And I don't do it full time, but it's chaos for sure at times when I'm working all day and then come in for 3-4 hours every night to get stuff done. So yeah. It's great. It's been awesome, and I really enjoy it. And now obviously adding to the chaos, adding to the mix here, we got that second shop in Mankato. And I've always wanted to have a second shop since, like, after about a year of having this shop, I always wanted to kind of expand. And Mankato is where my mom grew up. That's where my mom and dad both went to college. So my grandparents were both like Mankato USBC Hall of Famers. So I kind of got some family ties to that location. And I had a lot of customers from Mankato already that were really super excited to kind of see us come in there. And yeah, it's been super successful so far. We've only been open for about a month now, but it's going well, and I'm really enjoying it. So
yeah, chaos doesn't sound great, but by the same token, it means you got the business going. So
exactly,
that's the most important part. You mentioned about drilling bowling balls for the team at Wichita State. What are the things that you think about or maybe put into practice when you're drilling bowling balls for a really competitive team like they have there?
Yeah, I think it was a lot more kind of going into depth on what we were drilling, right? Like thinking about, okay, talking with the coaches, talking with the players, like making sure people's bags fit the right way. And obviously I didn't make choices for people what their bags were going to be, but I helped them kind of steer in the right direction and what we could do layout wise and things like that. And yeah, it's not as much about just, hey, let's pop some holes in this random one over here. This one looks cool. This one smells good, right?
Yeah.
We really kind of take a deep dive into like what a real college bag looks like, because at a lot of these tournaments you only get 5 balls, so we got to make sure we space them out the right way. So that was kind of the biggest thing we really thought about when we were drilling balls down there too. So
Yeah, good stuff. You mentioned your mother, and she, of course, is Terry Howe, the executive director of IPSIA. And you guys have some pretty neat events coming up. The IPSIA Youth Backpack Classes, which will be held in February and March. You got one in Minnesota, one in Wisconsin, and you're going to be one of the instructors there. So tell us about what the attendees will experience when they attend these backpack classes.
yeah, so the backpack class, essentially, it got created for the reason of, we have all these tools in bowling, right? We have Avalon pads, we have tape, we have all kinds of things that we can use that bowlers keep in their bags. The problem is, all these parents go out and they buy them because their pro shop operators tell them they need them, but they never show them how to use them. So that's essentially what this class is, right? So it's, you have your tape, you have your Avalon pads, shoe brushes, chamois, microfiber towels, cleaners, things like that. And it's about a 2-hour class, 2-3 hours, depending on how much we, how on hand or how in depth we go into some of it. But yeah, so essentially we pull this bag apart as we go through the slides, and we interact with the students so that we can show them how to use all these tools to their benefit, instead of just, okay, I got this tape here and I got this Avalon pad here, without them actually knowing what they really do. So yeah, we did one here in Owatonna, and it ran fantastic. And Jim O'Reilly was part of that one, who is another IPSIA board member. And he kind of added a really nice piece to it, where he added that the history of everything, like why do we use white tape? Where does that come from? Why do we use black tape? Where does that come from? Jim's been around the industry for so long. He's got all these little kind of history facts that he can toss in there. So it just makes the class that much better.
Yeah, really cool stuff that could potentially kind of fill in a gap there between pro shop and on the lanes, which is always neat to see. As far as times and dates, those are still being established, so watch ipsia.com for the latest on those. But Briley, thanks so much for being with us. Of course, ipsia.com is the place to find out information about becoming a member and the benefits of membership. And if you liked what you saw here today, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really is the best way for us to continue making great bowling content.